Now, it might not sound like big news, but it struck me as a little news-ish, and that's the Lakers with LeBron James. He opts in, and I don't know if there was any real mystery that would he not opt in? Would he become a free agent? Does he want to go someplace else? Keep in mind what he said on his podcast with Steve Nash, that it's really not about rings if you're going to look at somebody's legacy or their greatness. And I thought it was his way, passive-aggressively saying, hey, I'm not going to catch Michael Jordan. But that doesn't mean I'm not better than Michael Jordan. It was a passive-aggressive comment. And if they counted the passive-aggressive assist for LeBron James, he'd probably have about 500 more assists on his total. Very passive-aggressive. Very good at being passive-aggressive. But his agent, Rich Paul, said that LeBron knows the Lakers are building for the future, but he also wants to compete for championships. This is Rich Paul telling The Athletic and the Mothership. Goes on to say, we understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that, and they're supportive, and they want what's best for him. We're very appreciative of the partnership we've had for 8 years with Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. Okay, this is all about Luka Doncic. This is his team now. It's official. LeBron, hey, got some nice parting gifts. I hope you enjoy a farewell tour. You and Aaron Rodgers can have farewell tours. You can play one more season with your son here. But this is about the Lakers not wanting to do something drastic just for now. This is about building the future. Is Austin Reeves going to stay there? He turned down a contract extension. He's going to make more money, but this will be the final year, and they're going to have to pay him more money. And rightfully so. I mean, he's been a bargain, a very good player. Luka wants to have a big man. Who are you going to get? And the first thing I thought of is LeBron staying. And look, he's still maybe a top 10 player, certainly top 15 player. But they want to be in the sweepstakes for Giannis. That's what struck me here is, hey, Milwaukee has traded a big man to Los Angeles before, and it worked out really well for the Lakers. Can they get Giannis? Would they be involved in that picture when you clear LeBron's salary, $50+ million off the books? And I think that's what this is all about. It's Luka's team. LeBron is there, and there's going to be a farewell tour. And, you know, for everybody who said, wait a minute, I thought LeBron's the GM. Maybe he was the GM 5 or 6 years ago, 7 years ago. He's not the GM now. Now what are you going to do? Can you do something? And you're still going to be competitive. I mean, you can win upwards of 55 games this year, I think. But right now, the Lakers have the 5th best odds to win the title, according to DraftKings. To win the Western Conference, they're up there. But Houston's really good. OKC just won a title. So you got to start there. You're not on their level, at least not right now, because those teams are young and still hungry, and they're deep. The Lakers are not. But that doesn't mean with Luka, we've seen Luka take a team to the NBA Finals. Now you do have LeBron and Reeves. You do have some pieces there. The question is sort of what is reality? And in Los Angeles, Hollywood, you don't always deal in reality. Sometimes you're like in La La Land. See what I did?
Yeah, very nice,
okay.
very nice.
You guys, hey, come on, show started. Todd.
La La Land.
Thank you, Steve. And win totals not available yet of what the Lakers win total prop bet would be, but they're probably a 52, 53 win team, but they bowed out against Minnesota early against a younger team. Once again, you got to factor in Minnesota as well because they're still a formidable team. But it just struck me as, hey, what about LeBron? And it felt like the Lakers were saying, yeah, we're going to pay him that money and keep his son on the roster. But this is Luka's team. And now what we do will be to incorporate what we think will help Luka in the future. This is about the future. It's not about now. Got to keep LeBron. He wants to stay in L.A., all the business opportunities he has, and you have your son there. But it feels like this is the last year LeBron plays for the Lakers. Does he play another year someplace else? That's always the possibility. Yes, Paulie.
This reminds me of SEC football when you have a really good senior quarterback, but you have a 5-star recruit coming in, and the 5-star recruit is wagging the dog, like Clemson back in the day. When I saw the quote by Rich Paul, I understood it. Obviously, you want to do as much as you can in the near future to build for the near future. But the Lakers, 5 months ago yesterday, or tomorrow, they traded for Luka Doncic, which establishes their current and future in one of the great swindles in recent basketball history. It's like they forgot about this.
Yeah, that was building for the future, but it was helping now by getting one of the top 5 players in the world. But I don't know if LeBron sees it that way. He knows it's Luka's team. Why make this public? Can you make it public to put pressure on the front office to do something here? Or if the team's not that good, we told you to do something? I'm just kind of surprised that Rich Paul was going to say this, publicly. Yes, Marvin.
Rich Paul's treating the Lakers like they're the Hornets. Like, are you guys trying to compete? They're the Lakers. Of course they're trying to compete. Why do you think they got Luka, just like Paulie said? That's stupid.
Yeah, but why would you say this publicly? Do you think the front office doesn't realize, hey, LeBron, don't forget about LeBron. Hey, we got to win championships. Hey, it's about now. Don't you think you had that conversation with them when you decided to opt in on that salary?
Absolutely.
I would guess you would say to Rob Pelinka, hey, he's going to opt in, but you got to help him out a little bit here. I was just kind of surprised that, hey, this is about now, too. Don't forget about LeBron. This is about the future with Luka. We get that. But, I mean, what do you expect them to do? Like trade Austin Reeves, and then you're getting what? They still need shooting. They need a big man. Perimeter defense is, there's some issues here that it doesn't just solve it by, and LeBron wasn't taking a discount. They said that right away. He's not, he's not giving you a hometown discount here. Just feels like this is a strange comment to make the end of June. This is still a good team. Are they better than Denver? Better than Minnesota? They're not better than the Rockets, I don't think, and they're not better than OKC if you just start there. Now, you still have some bottom feeders there in the West, but are they a 5th seed? Are they going to be better than Dallas? When Kyrie comes back, that team might be better. Yes, Eden.
I think if you're, I don't know, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate,
okay.
I guess. But if you're an aging Stars agent and you decide to give it one more go, maybe just putting the emphasis, even though everybody knows it, on, we don't have a lot of time left, and LeBron needs to win right now. So we know the Lakers are going to carry on long after LeBron James is finished, but he needs to win right now, and that's where our focus is on right now. You guys might be looking more to the future, but we need to do this right now. And that, I don't know that it's as maybe not sinister is the right word, but I don't know that it's any deeper than this dude's only got maybe a year left here, so we got to win this year. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But do you think the front office doesn't realize that?
I don't know that. I think that the front office probably doesn't look at it as crucially important this 1 year as the guy who's like, I might be done after this. I only got 1 year left, maybe 2, whereas the Lakers see themselves as a global brand for hundreds of years.
But if you're LeBron and you're his agent, don't you then say to the front office, are you guys all in this year? And then if you're not, hey, we're building for the future. We're all in, but with the pieces that we have right now. They're waiting for LeBron's salary to be off the books. So that's the weird part of this. Yes, Eden.
Well, maybe it's setting up a, I don't know, mid-season.
Saucy?
I don't see it happening because if you're LeBron, let's say, because he has a no trade, You don't want to go to a team you're going to weaken by going to them and they have to give pieces to the Lakers. If he was going to go, let's say he wanted to go back to Cleveland. Now's when you go. Just say, I'm going to go, put me on that team, and we're going to be the favorites in the East. We'll be the favorites because the East is damaged right now. You want to win another title, win a title in Cleveland, you can do that. But I just think there's selfish reasons. You want to stay in L.A. Your family's in L.A., business opportunities. Your son's playing for the team. You probably can't have it both ways there. But to me, this is really signaling that, yes, you're here. We will compete this year, but then we have to move on. There's a whole nother era that's going to start. And maybe it started this weekend. Yes, Mark.
If you're the Lakers, do you ask Rich Paul flat out, hey, do you think LeBron has 1 year left or 2 years left, just so we can get this show on the road as far as preparing for the future with Luka as their guy?
Well, did you do a 1+1 or is it just a 1 year deal? That might tell you, too, with the Lakers, that they may look at this as a 1 year deal. I mean, he's obviously still a great player and still a draw and still important, like all of those things. I just think they're saying that guy's 40 and that guy's 26. We're hitching our wagon to him and come along for the ride. He is the guy who's leading us, not you. Yeah, Pauline.
It is ironic that if this were any other sport, they would move on from LeBron James. If this were football, they would have moved on from well before they were into this situation. Even baseball, they try not to keep older guys at the very, very end. But the NFL would never have this direction for a franchise.